And we are off. And we start
Yep, you're starting in what's traditionally the northeast, but because we are actually getting the 50-50 roll to mirrored, you're now in the northwest. So there's a couple of big changes when the overworld gets mirrored up. First off, the coast raft spot that is otherwise not accessible suddenly becomes accessible if you screen scroll to it. So the raft only really unlocks one area, although you're basically locked on that island without up and A.
and we've got our
Take any roads.
and a 39 medium secret.
Now, all the old men right now are going to say my hearing aid is broken until one of the runners decides to pick up the book, potentially. Sometimes they pick it up, sometimes they decide, well, I don't really want to have fire attached to the end of my wand, so I'd much rather just not know what the hints are. And looks like the Armos in the forest had the item, but we didn't see what it was. Let's see what Shatty sees. Silvers.
It is silver. Silver arrows.
So that's one of the 3 absolutely required items.
And Captain Green picks those up as well. Okay, that screen scroll was able to do. Captain Green finds a hint room.
And hey, we have a 4th required item right off the bat. Bow is on the coast, so now ladder is officially forced into play. And there's the screen scroll from CaptainGreen7 onto the coast draft spot. Looks like it's just a potion shop, so not going to be a big play yet.
And Captain Green finds that 39 mid secret. And he's going to take his Take Any Road over to, that's the Vanilla Blue Ring Shop. And, oh, 1 small secret.
Yep, smalls are going to yield a total of 4 rupees this seed, but with the mid-secret at 39, it's really only going to be a bad thing if large secret goes way south as well.
And in the level 3, we've got a level 9 in the level 3 spot.
Did you see if he entered in the middle of that dungeon or in the far right?
And we've got a charge of 21. And we've got a ladder. That's going to be that's going to be the white sword item, right?
Yep. Ladder is the white sword item. We'll take between 4 and 6 hearts at random. So a lot of big items already on the overworld. That's pretty interesting.
And ouch, 120 for a candle. And 39 a full medium secret for bombs.
Yeah, it looks like the only thing that rolled a little bit cheap is the key at 73. Looks like both runners have fairly equal knowledge at this point of the items on the overworld. Just a little bit more knowledge for Captain Green as far as where level 9 is at. So far, not really that much deviation in knowledge, even though they've taken quite a different route to get there.
And Captain Green's find the what's in the level 5 spot, the vanilla level 5 spot.
Yep, with reversed overroll, it takes away the little shortcut that a lot of runners like to take from the Lost Hills to vanilla 5.
And it's a shop, it's the meat shop. Pal and BM in chat for for noticing it was 3 to get the blue ring.
Yeah, until we know the large secret, we won't know if that really comes into play for either one of the runners. And an unfortunate death is going to send Shatty back to start, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to look at level 9 on his side and determine whether or not it was first or second entry.
And the vanilla white sword spot has the cheap big shield.
Yes, not too many of the runners have gone and picked up the big shield as far as I can remember. I know that Zarnax42 has been heavily favoring it in some of these dungeons.
Well, with the whiz robes and with the whiz robes and the decent possibility of getting Lionels in the dungeons, I can see why. I can see why you'd make that choice.
Now, Shetty also has the same knowledge on the coast item as he successfully dodged the Lionels to get down to that screen. Unfortunately, on that screen, a little bit tougher to get through, so it was really the end of that route. Anyway, so not a huge death. And not surprisingly, Captain Green, with his bomb pack that he purchased, he saved it as we enter level 5.
And finds level 5. So we may see some of the second quest dungeons in here.
Yep, but I don't think that is a second quest 5. I'm pretty sure that's first, based on the amount of staircases that were readily available. So what he's doing, I think, is going to the overworld, going to the screen to the right, looking to see what's in that cave, and then going back. By doing so, it's going to force the key door on the right side open, without spending a key.
That's a good trick to note.
Yeah, we call it a pirouette in the community. You can take that strategy and pop the key door to the left or right if you go to the overworld and go the screen to the left and the screen to the right, because the game thinks that you're actually progressing in the dungeon and thinks that you've already been through that door. And it will also work with bomb holes that have not been opened yet. So, a couple different things it can do for you.
And Shatty gets a blue candle.
Yep, that looks like the open cave in the graveyard area near the push blocks. Or the Armos screen, rather. Now we can definitely confirm at this point that this is first quest 5, so the front half dungeon-wise is definitely going to be first quest.
And it looks like the rest of 5 is going to be ladder blocked for Captain Green.
Yep, so he's probably going to have to collect some hearts, get the white sword item, and come back. Maybe even with the bow before he ends up back in that dungeon.
You know, I've tried this randomizer a few times, and I've always found it very challenging.
Yeah, this game is a little bit challenging on combat. Probably not as challenging as Zelda 2 randomizer, but more combat intensive than the Zelda 3 randomizer. And we find level 2 in the Dead Woods. Shatty's gonna probably be able to figure out that this is first quest level 2 pretty quickly. We do have one of the hint caves, by the way, in the dead end of the Dead Woods. The open cave. It's about, I want to say I saw it as 83 rupees to get all 3 hints once they get the book. But the good news about level 2 is that it tends to have quite a few keys on the floor. It's also going to have a heart container and one other item on the floor. You're not going to have to go down any staircases. And we find a bomb upgrade of 94, so runners may have to come back and get that later depending on how hard it is to farm bombs.
Bomb upgrade just looks like a great quality of life item in this seed.
Yeah, until we find the large secret, which again I guess is just elusive so far. It's going to be hard to tell whether or not that's really within reach of 2 runners.
And I cannot tell what the items are on, or what the enemies are on Shatty's side. It looks like the Goombas are the Octoroks.
Yes. And he found a taken one.
Okay, we get a harder medicine choice, and knowing that ladder is going to be required and is the white sword item, that choice is... And Shatty finds level 9.
Oh, so that level 9 confirms we have all first quest dungeons. There will be no second quest. We know that because the entry point was the second from the right on the bottom. If it was second quest level 9, it would be in the middle, just the fifth column, basically, starting from the left and going right.
Okay, I didn't know that, so that's a good. Thank you for enlightening me.
Yep, there are a handful of tricks that runners can use to kind of determine what dungeon layout they're going to have in these seeds. So one of the tricks is really just to know where your entry points are, and once you know where they are, especially with level 9, level 9 can never be spawning you on the left side of the dungeon, top or right at the current moment. It can only spawn from the bottom. So first quest is the skull, as you may remember if you've played this as a child. Second quest actually kind of looks like the face of the pig or face of Ganon, and you just kind of enter from his chin.
Okay, I remembered the first quest was the skull. I did not remember the second quest. I never completed second quest.
Yeah, I never completed second quest until I was almost in my 30s, so it was definitely not an easy quest.
And it's not. We know it's not going to be 4 for to get that.
We found both hint shops. Neither one's too expensive. Both can be had for the 90 rupee large secret that we just saw.
I think with a 90 large, that makes it at least feasible to get that bomb upgrade that we saw in 2. Was it?
Yep. You'll have, what, 270 rupees worth of large secrets. You'll have just under 400 rupees worth of medium secrets, and 4 rupees as your small, so plenty of money, really, just as long as you don't have to spend it on bomb packs too often.
And we find a level 3.
Yep. We get our first look at his sprite changed bubbles. The red bubbles are no fun in this bracket setup. They invert your controller.
Ew. Okay, level 3 will have 1 item in a staircase and 1 item in or a heart container from the regular dungeon. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, it cut out for me. Can you repeat it?
1 heart container and 1 item from a staircase. Is that accurate?
Yep, in level 3 that is accurate. And another thing to note is because Shatty at this point should know that it's all first quest dungeons, there will not be any kind of awkward staircase. It's going to be traditional push blocks and diamond staircases and right-hand staircase. Diagonal room, the trap room, and some of the others that only appear in second quest dungeons will not be in play yet.
And Captain Green also finding level 3.
And Shatty bombs the red shy guy, or the red gorilla, gets a bomb pack out of it, so utilizing his bombs to keep his bomb count up above 4, that's always nice. It looks like Captain Green's going to once again use the same trick as before.
So if the red bubbles invert the controls, the blue bubbles will bring them back?
Yep. The The blue bubbles will bring it back. Using the up-bake trick and saving will bring it back. Triforce will bring it back. The fairy fountain will bring it back.
Did Shatty just find the other, the heart container in here?
Yes, and he's also going to find the item.
Which is the any key? That's a nice item to find.
Yep, the quality of life items so far available to the runners, basically outside of Wand, are just everywhere free as day, so this has the potential to go pretty quick once they find the Wand.
Now, see, I don't know any key to be a quality of life item. I consider that to be not a required, but pretty near. Because you never know if you're going to find enough keys. And with the amount of money in the seed, yes, there's a good bit of money, but at the same time, you've got plenty of things you're going to spend it on.
Yep. You notice what Captain Green's doing here, burning the old man?
Yeah.
He's setting up his counter. There's a old edge in the original game that says 10th enemy has the bomb, as long as you don't get hit by the bubble and get trolled. And he tried to build his counter off the old man using the candle to get a bomb count. And had he hit the Stalfos with a bomb on basically on his counter of 10, he would have gotten a bomb pack out of it. But it looks like he either just miscounted or just got hit by the bubble right before the bomb exploded.
But he did get a bomb out of that Stalfos room. I think that might have been a drop bomb pack. Captain Green gets his Captain Green gets the heart container from level 3 and goes looking for what will be his any key.
Yep, he's going to be happy to see that it's in this room to his right, as opposed to being in the top. And the only reason I really call the any key a quality of life item is because it's, while very useful and sometimes essential to completing your run, it's not necessarily required to complete your run. Whereas Silver's bow, wand, and ladder in this case would have been required items. Shatty thinks about clipping into the river there to get that key and then realized, hey, I've got the unique key, I don't need to do that trick.
Did Shatty check over, did Shatty check to see if 5 was enough to get the ladder?
He did not. He went ahead and went back to start and is attempting to kind of clear out some more stuff. I guess he's just assuming he's going to find heart container number 6 quickly enough.
Okay, yes. 5 is not enough. It is going to be 6 required to get the ladder.
So he did check it just before opening. Thank you, chat.
Thank you very much to chat.
And Captain Green gets the bad news on 4 hearts, so it's... Knowing it's 6 hearts, I wouldn't be surprised to see Shatty kind of stick to the overworld from here on out until he finds another Take Any One cave where he can get a 6th heart container.
Or if he finds something like board 1, level 1, or something like that. Something that's real easy to... Something that'll be real easy to clear.
Sure, you try and progress through a easy dungeon if possible, especially level 1 that has 2 items available to you, but in general, that ladder is a free, repeatable damage source so long as you have rupees. So to put that off for a long period of time gives your opponent a chance to get an advantage over you if you don't make your way to 6 hearts fast enough.
That's true. But if you find, say, a level 1 that's going to have that heart container and 2, that's an easy clear, I think that makes sense to. I think it makes sense to try and do it.
Yep. They'll probably, if they find it, I would think they would dig it and try and kind of utilize either the 6-room rule or just kind of go as far as it naturally allows them to go to see if they can't find another heart container there.
Room rule?
6-room rule is a trick or a edge that Adirondack Rick came up with, where you kind of go 6 or so rooms deep in a dungeon without a repeatable damage source and see if you can't find an item before getting back to the overworld and finding a repeatable damage source. Usually in a sworded tournament, but in a swordless tournament with a bow on the coast, it kind of is the same thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Again, not familiar, and in the item room.
Well, at least it's a floor item in level 1 or 2 that the white sword is. In this case, it's just in level 5.
And Captain Green finds a Triforce in level 5.
Yep, so we now have a Triforce at 27 minutes.
Dorito
not too... Yeah, it's not too uncommon to see that sort of thing happen in a swordless seed. What's interesting so far is both runners have kind of cleared a lot of the southern part of Hyrule and near their start point in the seed, as well as the very northeast corner, and they really have only found a handful of dungeons, so we've got a high potential for some dungeons being blocked or in Death Mountain.
And we've got nothing in the vanilla level 8. Captain Green finding some door repair charges, which I'm sure he's thrilled to find.
Yeah, it's definitely taking his rupee count down in a hurry.
This inverted overworld is throwing me off.
Yeah, well, we found the 6th heart container and a take any one for Shatty, as you were about to say.
And Captain Green finds finds the same heart container that Shatty just got.
Yeah, I think both are going to do a ladder check at this point. And one of the two runners is going to be sorely disappointed, while the other one is going to be happy to get his ladder and thus his bow. Would be very surprised if he doesn't up A right away and go get the bow.
And Captain Green finds the disappointing news that it is 6 required for the bow. Well, for the ladder, which will lead directly to the bow.
So the big thing with this seed is once you get a repeatable damage source, you've got to make use of that advantage pretty quickly before your opponent can take advantage of it. While Shatty doesn't know that Captain Green has yet to get his 6th heart container, he's still got to know that the pressure's on for him to actually make use of this repeatable damage. Looks like it's only going to be about a minute and a half advantage, though.
Captain Green finds his looks like from how he's going, he's a little bit thrown off by the mirrored overworld too.
Yeah, it can be pretty disorienting. And it looks like Shay's gonna try and clip into this tree so he can burn this and see if that's a cave, and it is not. So, looks pretty safe to say that at least a couple of these dungeons are on Death Mountain at this point. I had to build up some bombs, or go back to level 2 and get the bomb upgrade, and then head up that way, probably.
Yep. That looks like it's probably the play.
He's got the choices of level 5, now that he has a ladder, being more open to him. It even looked like it was not required to get the Triforce or the bomb pack that was the item. He also has the Triforce in level 3 left to get, and the Triforce in item level 2. That's the extent of his knowns that he has left. Looks like he's going to opt to get the Triforce in level 3 if he can find it.
Well, with the repeatable damage source, level 3 is a fairly straightforward dungeon, so...
You gotta be careful with these Stalfos, though, in level 3. They're not as nice as before. They shoot swords at you.
Captain Green jumps into level 2. Been into yet.
Yep, so this is the first big difference between the two runners is Captain Green immediately went back to level 2 to try and find the item there, whereas Shay is clearing up another dungeon real quick. And it looks like it was in the Iniki staircase room, so that was a super room down there.
And Captain Green uses that 10th enemy as the bomb, or 10th enemy has the bomb. Because it's, or at least I'm assuming that he did.
Did he bomb an enemy for a bomb pack?
Yep, he bombed an enemy, got a bomb pack.
Yeah, it's pretty likely. Super Rope Scar the Triforce. We're now 1-1. And plus 3 bombs at 94 rupees is a bit shortchanging, but still better than 2.
Well, yeah.
Hard to say if that bomb upgrade is super worth it early, but with the Innie key in hand, knowing you're not going to have to buy that, and knowing that the bait isn't overly expensive, it's still potentially a good play just as long as you can keep your rupee count up. Immediately runs into a 0 rupee.
Yeah.
So
Enos in chat makes a good point because he's got no money, so he's got no arrows to use. And those ropes have a whole lot of health.
yeah, looks like a free Triforce though on level 2.
But he is looking for that item.
Yeah, without any money to his name, I think he's probably going to have to opt into the Triforce kit and come back. So we'll see if that bomb upgrade actually hurts him in the end.
And he takes a death.
Yeah, that can't feel too good, but it's not that far of a walk back. Only 3 or 4 room walk, so in the end of it all, it just cost him about 45 seconds. The reason why I agree with him getting the Triforce there is if you get the recorder or tutti flute, you can just whistle back to the dungeon with that whistle in hand. So it's kind of worthwhile to go ahead and walk back and get it.
And it looks like the item is all the way at the top of the dungeon.
Yep, we'll see what it is. I'm going to probably root for the second heart container because that's the most troll level 2, in my opinion. And actually, Captain Green did retry, so he no longer has the bomb upgrade. And he's going to go back to level 2 with his extra money. So, maybe the right call as Shatty buys the bomb upgrade, but he also has a little bit more money to his name.
Right. Shatty's got plenty of money to get that to take care of those bombs.
Yeah, getting the Triforce if you're going to retry is a little bit questionable, but maybe he just came up with the idea after he got the Triforce. So Shatty picks up the canoe, aka the raft in this game. That was the floor item that he picked up in level 2. It wasn't all the way at the top, it was just on the right side, I believe. Yep, the like room. So we're gonna see what this other raft spot has in store. Is there a raft block dungeon? The answer: no. How dare you sail across and open my door? Pay me money. That's basically what that was.
Well, Shatty heads back into level 5. And nopes right out of that landmauler room.
Walks right back into the other room and gets noped by the other landmauler. So, not a fun set of rooms there to play with.
Nope. And Captain Green picks up his raft and is now going to head back and get that Triforce. Wait, what?
Deja vu.
Wait, what did I just see on Shatty's side?
I don't know.
Did he just clip across a 2-space water gap?
Oh, yeah. So, if you are familiar with the runner's screen wrapping on the overworld, it's very much the same trick and same pixel on a ladder. If you find that pixel, you can clip across a second water tile. And even a third, because the ladder will reappear every other tile. So this is pretty important if it's not mirrored overworld, because you can wrap from right past that maze tile in the Deadwoods that's got the northwest, southwest, and you can go all the way over to the coast item and ladder clip through there. It's pretty useful in the up and A.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I knew you could do that with the. I knew you could do the screen wrap. I knew you could do. I knew you could do that on the diamond stairs.
Yep, this game it can blow your mind pretty quickly if you're not too careful.
Okay, did they find the item in level 5?
Yep, it's the white sword, which in this case is bombs. Not sure that Shatty has seen it specifically, but I know Captain Green saw it before he picked it up.
Okay, and what would be... And since this is no swords, what was the... what is instead of...
You get a whopping 4 bombs for your trouble. And the ability to freeze time.
You broke up in the middle of that.
You get 4 bombs, and you can freeze all the keys in that room.
Ah. Well, that's kind of useless.
Looks like Shaggy's found the other side of that staircase. Transport.
We've got a 7. We've got a board 7.
And hello, Goma.
Yep, Triforce number 3 from Dungeon 5.
Yep, so this is just a race to see who's going to run out of money first, in my opinion.
Palom, yes. 7 does normally have the red candle.
It looks like Captain Green's hitting the manhandle once in each claw a arrow, which is taking a good chunk of health off of him. Unfortunately, didn't hit the bomb, so he's going to have to really...
Did. Now, question: does the more damage?
Sorry, I'm cut out on me.
Does the silver arrow do more damage than the regular arrow?
Regular arrow does far less damage than the silver arrow. Silver accounts for 4 damage. So it's basically like hitting something with the magical sword.
Okay, thank you. Well, to comment from Rubel's comment in chat. Oh, we've still got plenty of places we could see some red bubbles, like right that room where Captain Green is.
Yeah, a vanilla 7 item here would not be the worst thing in the world to see.
No, it really wouldn't.
Because Captain Green's now down to just about 20 rupees, and then he'll be unable to use the silvers for some time.
He's going to take Triforce 7. Triforce count back up at 3 apiece.
Not a bad idea. Couldn't really find his way into any other part of 7 down there with bombs, so if you're dead end and have to turn around, might as well grab it on the way back.
And looking to set up his 10 count. And then realizing he doesn't necessarily need to. Okay, vanilla level 9 is a door repair charge. And those door repair charges are getting to be more and more problematic. And we find a level 8 up there next to vanilla level 9, first quest level 9.
Yeah, the good news is I think we've seen 8 door repairs across the 2 runners at this point, so you're about out of those.
Yeah. And there's that manhandler.
And now we're going to see how good Captain Green is at using his controller when it's inverted. It's like the Triforce and 8 is 1 room from the top. But I think Shatty's going to try and find the item in here before getting all the way up there.
Well, aren't there 2 items in level 8?
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot.
And it's a block room.
Speaking of blocks, bait block is in its vanilla dungeon and is not in the way of anything whatsoever. So, no bait required.
And Captain Green clips through to find their case.
Doesn't look like it sent him too far away. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to go back through the staircase or back up here to go back to where he was before so they can access that last room, because that last room has a high chance of being the staircase with the item. Nope, it's back in the middle. He missed one room, and he's gonna have to try and get in there.
Oof.
So this is a full clear 7 for Captain Green. If it's something like a boomerang, it's probably not going to be a fun time for him. Speaking of not a fun time, we have super ropes forcing Shatty to hide on the river tile on his ladder.
And we've got a staircase here. That's going to be a transport staircase. And then a staircase here, which is probably which I think should be an item, because I think there's only one transport staircase in 8.
Please be the other side of the transport. Good job, game. Well played.
That is a beautiful bit of troll.
Speaking of trolls, oh shoot, number 2. I think he's got the vertical and horizontal shoot in the same dungeon. As we have the item on Captain Green's side, it is Lord Banana.
The boomerang.
Throw that garbage away. Sadly, I probably would have picked it up given how low he is on his silvers count, but he has found level 1, so he may find the one.
Yes, I probably would. I probably also would have picked it up. I would have picked it up because I actually like the boomerang. We've got a red candle.
Yep. So when Shatty inevitably runs out of money on his side, he now has a second repeatable damage source.
I find the boomerang to be a pretty useful item on the whole.
Yep, both boomerangs capable of stunning enemies, which is always nice. Especially the mini dig doggers. If there's 3 of them, you can just stun one of them up and hit it with the arrow twice, and down it goes.
Well, and especially if you've got if you don't have a sword as a if your repeatable damage source costs you money or has charges, you should. I mean, you want to find a way to make that as useful, to make it as useful as possible. And as reliable as possible.
Looks like we do have. It looks like we have the staircase potentially for Shatty for the second item in 8 here.
I mean, I may be crazy on that, so please correct me if I am.
I mean, it's good for 0 HP enemies, and it's good for stunning.
It is,
but ideally,
power.
you would have found something a little bit more.
It is a power bracelet.
Yep, so that's all but a handful of locations. I believe there's only 2 guaranteed flute spots, and then another 5, 6, 7 maybe. It's like second quest Master Sword push block spot is not available in this seed.
And that's a take any road, isn't it, in vanilla? In First Quest vanilla?
Yep. Here comes an item for Captain Green.
It's
Magical
the flute.
So we're getting a little bit closer to a rather interesting scenario as Shatty finds level 6 under one of the vanilla Take Any Road push blocks. We've yet to see a Gliok guard a Triforce, and without that situation or without a Patra guarding one, there's the opportunity for the wand to be pushed to level 9.
Very interesting. Very interesting possibility.
There is 1 item left in 1, 1 item in 4, and 1 item in 6.
Isn't it 2 items in 1?
Yes, but we know 2D Flute is one of the 2 items in level 1 already.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice it was level 1 that Captain Green was in. The other item in level 1 is the blue boomerang.
Good man, you picked that one up. So now we're down to 4, 6, or level 9 for the wand. And while the runners don't know it, it's basically down to level 4 knowledge at this point. And one of the runners can get all the flute spots, while the other can get all the power bracelet spots. So we're going to eventually find it here.
And I'll tell you, the gels have a whole lot of XP.
Yeah, they rolled high health for sure. That's never fun. Unfortunately, Shatty has no bombs, so he's going to have to try and get a bomb pack somewhere here in order to get further into level 6.
And overworld Gibdos. Not friendly.
Well, he had enough... Uh-oh. Just a space high on that. Go back. No, can't go back. Rip. So, Captain Green has to maybe flute away? Yes, he can flute out of there. He can opt for a redo on that.
And if
so now we have Captain Green level 8. He's going to be able to find his red candle potentially in there and save himself some money.
and Shatty buys a bomb pack from the shop there by level 1.
Interesting.
Okay, so both runners are on 4 Triforce pieces.
Yeah, this is turning into a very interesting race, because both runners have a lot of knowledge now that the other runner doesn't have. Captain Green doesn't know the 2 items yet in level 8. Shatty doesn't know the 2 items in level 1 or its location. Neither runner has level 4. And I lied. Power bracelet required for both level 6 and level 4.
Very interesting.
And I do believe Shatty has the Triforce out of level 6 because he saw that manhandle and decided to collect it as opposed to cleaning him up. So it should actually be 5 to 4. And cue Captain Green's disappointment in 3 seconds.
And cue Captain Green picking up that 5 rupee pack.
Well. Level 4 has most of it blocked off by a Gleeok, so the item in level 4 is definitely wand locked. That's going to lead to some interesting choices for Shatty once he finds the Triforce in 7 and 1.
That suggests that that has to be either the book or the red ring.
Or the heart container, the one that's on the coast. Those are your 4 items outstanding. Wand, 1 heart container, book, and red ring.
Green nopes out of the red candle, interestingly enough.
Looks like he's going to change his mind. I would consider that a very crazy decision at this point, so I'm glad he decided otherwise.
I would agree. I think you have to get a repeatable damage source that doesn't cost you, that doesn't have charges, even if those charges are as readily available as money.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the wand, then you can save 8 seconds and not pick up the red candle and be okay. But without the wand, you always pick it up, I think.
So yes, at just over an hour, we've got both runners having repeatable damage source without charges.
Yeah, it looked like Shatty actually missed the bomb spot by 1 tile. Thankfully, I don't think that's a level. I think level 1 is elsewhere in Death Mountain, and level 7 was to the right of it.
And Shatty into level 7. Captain Green's going to pick up his power bracelet, and then probably pick up his Triforce and be done with level 8.
Yep, so Captain Green is in wand and go mode at this point, and Shatty, once he finds level 1's Triforce, will also basically be eligible to go to level 9, assuming he finds 7's Triforce before then. He should find it.
Shatty picks up the heart container from level 7.
Yeah, and then opts to go up, which is actually going to be a little bit painful because the Triforce was over there to his right. I understand he would like to dig level 7 as opposed to digging level 9. He does not have the knowledge that we have about the item in level 7 being Lord Banana. Because I'm pretty sure, despite what you say about either boomerang, at this point in the race, it's a disappointment to find.
It's certainly a disappointment to find if you're looking for something like the wand.
So the compass may turn him around a little bit. Yeah, the wand is down to 3 locations, 2 of which are in level 9, 1 of which is in level 6. Oh man, this manhandler is giving.
These manhandlers, man.
Thankfully, it dropped a floor drop bomb for him. That was getting a little bit trolly.
That was getting more than a little.
Alright, so he's gonna find the banana, he's gonna nope it, and he's probably going to up an A and head straight for the Triforce piece. So he made a little bit of time in 7 over Captain Green.
Although he is a little, I would say Shatty is a bit ahead at this point.
Well, it comes down to this. Captain Green's going to eventually find level 6. And he's going to have the option to take the Triforce and run, or instead opt to dig it. And if he digs it and it's the wand, then he vaults ahead because he's going to be able to fly once he gets that wand.
That is valid.
In fact, even if level 6 has the red ring, he can suddenly tank a lot of rooms and kind of just fly through stuff without having to worry about it.
Also true. And if that is the case, then that would also suggest that level 4 is Triforce and go.
Yeah, the scenario still is in play because it's not blocking the Triforce.
And Captain Green does get the Triforce in 6. Let's see if he heads back in, and if he heads back in or just nopes out. He does head back in to dig this dungeon.
I don't think it's a bad decision.
I think it's a good decision. If it's vanilla wand in level 6, then if it's vanilla wand in level 6, then Captain Green has just jumped ahead. And Shatty is exploring level 1.
I haven't quite seen what's blocking the way in the north part of 6, but I find it a little bit interesting that we are kind of meta gaming the item in level 6 down to the bottom portion.
Well, I think, and I could be wrong on this, and if I am, please correct me, but I think the thought process is likely to be, if it is down here, great. If it is down here, great. If it isn't down here, then I can do a up A, and I can get back over to it from the beginning of the dungeon.
Well, there is a staircase down here, so you can probably get up to the upper portion of level 6, and that is indeed the case, so looks like it was the right decision in the end. And it looks like he's forced the 10 count on the land mola, so he has bombs again.
And the level 6 item is in a staircase, yes?
Yep, in fact, it's likely... Oh, no, that's got a shutter door behind him. Running out of rooms rather quickly in this level 6. And looks like it's segmented off, so you have to go in from the start the dungeon and go right from there. That's just a little bit trolly. So is this going to be a pirouette trick for the wall across? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And now we're going to get a little bit of two-door Monty, it looks like. He's going to have to choose whether it's the top bomb wall or this bomb wall. Because I'm pretty sure Shatty was out of bombs earlier when he was up here. He's not sure which one he wants. He's going to try and farm a bomb here, it looks like.
And he uses his 10 count to get bombs, to get a bomb pack.
6's item and 4's item are both unknown.
And the blue land mode just destroys him. Because blue land modes do that.
Yeah. Looks like the recorder this time... Is that Matoya's Cave from Final Fantasy?
No, that's not Matoya's Cave. Don't recognize it, but I know it's not Matoya's Cave.
Maybe it's just the regular Final Fantasy theme. Oh, it's Final Fantasy X. Duh. I'm just not thinking straight.
I was gonna say, I didn't recognize it, so it couldn't have been Final Fantasy 1.
Alright, so Shatty is making the gamble that level 6 does not have the wand. Captain Green is in level 6, looking for said wand. We're gonna find out really soon who's gonna have the edge in this race.
And here's our staircase room.
Goma in the way. Get out. It is the wand. So that propels Captain Green, despite not being a level 9, into the lead. The lead can still change hands one more time. If Shatty finds both items in level 9, he will know that level 4 is blocked, and thus will know where the wand is at. But he'll have to do that before Captain Green finds level 4 and its Triforce piece, which is pretty easy to get to. I can't remember if Captain Green made it back to level 3 yet, but that's also a fairly easy Triforce get.
Oh, we'll have to check the check when he goes to a pause screen.
I don't recall seeing him jump back in there. I know Shatty did. And given he's going back now,
That
good
suggests
chance
he
to
didn't get it, so. Now, I don't recall. Where was level 4 again?
It was push block blocked. Oh, man.
Looks like graveyard push, maybe?
Yeah, tracker says that, so I will go ahead and take that as good.
Meanwhile, Captain Green just keeps heading around looking for level 3. If you have been enjoying this race, give these runners a follow. Also, definitely want to give a big shout out to our hard-working tracker, Truant Gamer. Also, our restreamer, Corrido.
Well, all the people at Speed Gaming.
Yes, all of the crew here at Speed Gaming.
Looks like Shay's trying to get in with the candle clip. Pulls it off. So he's running through his staircase options here, but he's going to run out of time here momentarily, given how close Captain Green is to the push block spot in the grave.
Yes.
By the way, that's Ganon south of that room he was just in. At least I'm pretty sure we'll find out here. Nope, to the right. I lied.
Okay, that explains why Pokey wasn't the land molas. Mola.
Captain Green has not found level 4 until just about now. Because you had to find the power bracelet to check this spot, and he didn't have that. Once he goes down through this bomb hole, he's going to find it instantly. Boom. And he's going to be hightailing it tonight because he's probably going to figure he's behind in the sea just a little bit.
Even though I think he's ahead. I think he's now significantly ahead.
Now, that's the benefit of being a viewer in this one, is we know exactly where he's at. But it's definite panic time once you're about 70 minutes into a bracket seed. And we're now 84, almost 85 minutes in.
Which is a valid point. And Captain Green jumps into level 9. Now, what is the damage that the wand does.
If you beat an enemy over the head with it, it is white sword damage. The wand blast is the same. So when he fights Ganon, it will take 7 or 8 hits depending on what he rolled. And I believe Ganon... Oh. Ganon's actually not where I thought he was. That Patra was just baiting me a little bit. Looks like we have Ganon down here in the yellow column. Very bottom. Shatty unfortunately had a 50-50 on that and picked the wrong door. Back to start he goes.
And the more he digs, the more he's digging level 9, the more behind he gets.
Well, the saving grace right now is that Ganon in that situation was kind of off on his own in the staircase. And if that's the case, then there's only potentially one more route to him, and then it's just a magical staircase route by itself. And it might take CaptainGreen7 a little bit of time to find that. So we'll have to see what situation occurs there.
Okay, I get lost in vanilla level 9. So this randomized level 9 would be just terrible for me.
Yep, they're both pretty trolly to try and navigate, but occasionally you run into a free level 9.
To answer Mad Matt in chat, the wand was in level 6.
It was blocked by a lot of red darkness. So the question here is, can you bomb south or bomb east on Captain Green's side, or can you go... Oh, looks like we have Zelda found right there in the middle of the skull. And there is a shutter door here to the south, so if Captain Green makes it through this room, he's gonna find Ganon. At that point, with the potion in hand, the seed may very well be over. And he just heard the kind of glitchy roar, so he should know. Yep, he knows now.
And Captain Green heads into a... Let's kick this pig.
And no chances here. You have to get that potion immediately. Looks like he's going to be the full HP this time. And down goes Ganon. So it's just a quick 3-room walk up from here, and Captain Green will stay alive in the bonus bracket.
And Captain Green with a win with an official SRL time of 1:31:32.
And an instant dot forfeit from Shatty, given that that was the end of his tournament and he was nowhere close to the wand. Don't blame him.
We are joined by Captain Green. Congratulations.
That's actually, well, now you got them both. You can do that again.
Okay, we are joined by Captain Green and Shatty. GG to both of you. Congratulations, Cat.
Thank you. GG.
Yeah, GG, man.
So, Captain Green, you were kind of behind up until the point where you found the wand in level 6 behind that shutter door with all those red dark nuts.
I could imagine, because I think since about the 30-minute mark, I've been expecting to lose that one. Things did not seem like they were doing well until then. I think the dig of 7 made me very sad, because like I was having trouble finding anything, so I'm like, okay, maybe there's going to be a recorder or a power bracelet in here, and then I full cleared it for a boomerang.
Yeah, it was really hard to get going, wasn't it? It
Yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. Like, I think I finally found the candle at like the 15-minute mark, and just was not finding any levels.
And all the levels had just garbage items.
All the good stuff was on the overworld. What was that? Silver's bow ladder overworld? That's pretty silly stuff.
Of course, it had to be 6 hearts, too. It's just pile it on.
We probably both checked it every single time. I checked 4 or 5.
Yeah, definitely checked it. 4 and 5.
Yep, you guys were a whopping 90 seconds apart in picking it up. Captain Green was just a little bit behind in finding that last take any one shop. But no, I mean, you guys pretty much followed the same path for the first half hour of this seed, I would say, outside of Shatty's quick redig of level 3 to get the Triforce. I think the early play of the game may have been to retry out of the bomb upgrade, as kind of myself and Adiginos were kind of speculating in chat about how that kind of puts you in a bit of a bind with your rupee count.
Yeah, I realized as soon as I stepped into that like room, I'm like, oops, that was the stupidest thing I probably could have possibly done. And like after I left the level 2, and I'm like, I only have like bomb spots left on the overworld. I'm like, this is not going to play. I just have to retry it. It felt bad, but I think I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah, it was either going to be... I thought maybe you would have a chance to perhaps farm enough bombs to go find enough. Like the last large secret, a couple medium secrets. And others thought maybe you should retry it or go along the route that you did. And it seemed to work out for you, as it allowed you to keep firing arrows for quite a while until you managed to find level 8. You kind of scared us there for a second at level 8 too, because you saw that staircase with the red ring and kind of said nope for a second.
Yeah, I was definitely in sort of panic mode at that point, because like, oh my god, I'm going so slow, and so like I saw it's not a progression item, let's just get out of here, and then I looked at my rupee count after I left, and it's like 7 or something like that. It's like, okay, I guess I need to go back and get that.
Yeah, because Shatty did have all the Triforce pieces. I want to say was maybe 6 minutes ahead into level 9, but fortunately for you and unfortunately for him, did not find any of the item staircases in level 9, so he was still looking around there as you were picking up the wand level 6, and once you kind of found the location of Zelda, Ganon was almost next door once you got through that one difficult room.
Yeah, I had a feeling I might have been behind in 9, so that's when I start taking staircases and like clearing rooms I normally wouldn't, because like that room is kind of a pain to clear to get to Ganon, so normally I just skip it, but I'm like, no, I've got to do all the like sort of weird plays. It's what I do in 9 when I feel like I'm behind.
You can never find the items when you're looking for them. But if you don't need them, they're always like the first staircase.
Yeah, first quest 9 is really scary when you go in there still needing an item.
Well, with that win, you are now going to face the loser of the, looks like, Fred Coughlin versus Malagord match. And the winner of that matchup will get to play the spectacular Elite 8 flags. So, playing for quite a bit there.
Yeah, I'm probably one of the weird people who's actually kind of looking forward to that flag set, so I'm hoping I make it through.
Yep. Once we get there, it becomes a best of 3, I believe, so you'll have a little bit more leeway, again, to potentially make your way through the Elite 8 flag. And unfortunately for Shatty, with this loss, it is the end of the road for him. Hopefully, though, you enjoyed the Swiss rounds and the bracket flags that you played.
Yeah, it was alright. It was pretty fun. Something different. Enjoyed the swordless aspect this go around, and definitely looking forward to getting a sword back next tournament.
Yeah, I think everybody that joined this tournament, for the most part, is going to feel a little bit more confident in being able to clear some of the dungeons out without a sword. Maybe kind of the double-edged sword when they go back to a sworded seat and say, I don't need that sword for the first 25 minutes and dig things.
I'm gonna get the candle in the Take Any cave there. Who needs a sword when you can pick up the candle in the wood sword cave?
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else for him, DM Stewart.
I don't really have anything. I don't really have anything else either. This has been my first time for the Z1 randomizer. So this has been a lot of fun.
Any questions you guys have for us before we let you go?
Well, just thanks to everyone involved. GG to Captain Green, and good luck.
Thank you, and thank you as well to all the broadcast team, and thanks everyone who watched.
Let's pull up the schedule here and see what we got. Looks like tomorrow we have a race between Elendar and Ryan7. That's a bracket flags race. That'll be at 2 o'clock Eastern Time in the afternoon. We don't have a channel set for that yet, it looks. And then at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, it'll be the Game 1, the Elite 8 round matchup between myself and Panzer Dave, so get a little bit of an early preview of the Elite 8 flags at that point.
When is that? When are you playing, Dave?
It's tomorrow night, about 11 o'clock.
Well, that should be fun.
Yep, for the fans.
Make sure Dave rolls, of course.
Of course.
And we also have plenty of action on the Speed Gaming family of networks. Looks like on Saturday, a lot of the action will start around 11 a.m. Eastern Time and pretty much rolls through the entire day. So it looks like you'll see a full schedule of matchups and all sorts of races. Looks like we got a Link to the Past, Final Fantasy 1 Highlander, we've got Donkey Kong Country, we'll probably have Zelda 1 and Zelda 1 Metroid. So just a lot of stuff that's going to be happening here tomorrow, so stay tuned for some of that action. On behalf of my co-commentator DM Stewart 1981, Truant Gamer the Tracker, Speed Gaming for hosting us, and our two racers, CaptainGreen7 and Shatty, I'm Fury SK saying so long for now.